I kept this till the end of the conversation because I know you shared with me when I first contacted you, oh, Jake, I can see your podcast has a lot of stuff around Bitcoin. Are you sure you want to, have me on? Because it's not something I necessarily look at. So question number one is I have to get a bit of Bitcoin in the conversation. And have you ever owned any Bitcoin? Is it something you've ever looked at?
Yeah, I mean, the basics of like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that's it. I put it in my alternative investment bucket and
Okay.
I had a bit of fun with it. And, so I invested in both of those back, I think 2019. But I've just kept a little bit going and continuously, and that's it. But for me, I don't know, maybe it's my background or whatever it is, the traditional finance of like, I fully understand how the stock market works. I fully understand how the financial markets work. And so I feel very confident and comfortable investing in them. I don't fully understand the crypto markets, to be quite frank. So, even in my
Yes.
communities, like I'll have other guest speakers come in and talk about it because I'm like, there's amazing potential there. Clearly, we've seen the growth, we've seen the many people who've become incredibly wealthy off the back of it, but it's not an area I fully understand. So I couldn't really give the average person a full assessment of the potential risks or anything like that. I just know that my approach is very much similar to my investing approach, which is long term of invest, hold, and let's see what happens with it.
So you've mentioned a couple of things today that I think when you start to draw the dots in the way that I've experienced, it is honestly it's the richest intellectual experience I've ever had. And it's asking the question, what is money? And that took me down like basically a whole historical journey of like, first we were using commodity money like beads and shells, and then that eventually moved to
Yeah.
precious metals like bronze and silver and gold. And Bitcoin is essentially the latest iteration of what the Austrian School of Economics describe as sound money. And the way that I look at crypto is Bitcoin is a unbelievable innovation that will be here for 1,000 years and is the cornerstone of digital money. Whereas things like Ethereum and the rest of the market are actually highly speculative software projects. And so over the last 5 years, what I've used Bitcoin as is a savings tool. So it's savings technology. It's not even strictly an investment. And it's not something that was obvious to me because of a more traditional set of coaching, essentially. So having used money managers or wanted, a diversified portfolio, and they're taking you through the different options. Like Bitcoin's this thing that just no one understands what it is. So I would love, in a way, over the next however long we get to chat in the future, it's like if I could get you to understand Bitcoin specifically at a higher level, I think that both yourself and your customers would really benefit from getting to know it better. Because the person that you described at the start that's like super stressed because they're making as much money as they can, but their bills are going up, their time's completely warped. Bitcoin is a savings tool that beats purchasing power better than anything else I've ever seen, and it gives you your time back. So yeah, that's my small pitch, but it would be something that I'd really, if you ever wanted to know more about, I'd love to spend some time taking you through it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sold. I've never even thought of it as a savings tool. I just strictly saw it as, a speculative form of investing. So
Okay,
even just that shift is quite awesome. And
really
I know
interesting.
it's one of the reasons yeah, and it's one of the reasons I've been having people come into my community to like speak on crypto is because I know it's a very necessary part of understanding money and finance and, financial freedom. I know I'm not the expert on it. And I
Hmm.
rather just bring in experts than, say, oh, I'm the expert and I'm going to teach on this. I've spent many years studying what I know. And I rather than pull from the brilliant brains of like yourself to come in and say, okay, you now obviously live and breathe this. Like, what would you know? And what would you share that people must really understand about it?
Well, awesome, man. And anytime I'd be happy to join. It's yeah, it really struck me. Some of the posts that you were making since I started following you, it's like, oh my God, because Bitcoin would be such a key part of the process that you're building. It would just slot in perfectly because it just sits there in self custody and just goes up in purchasing power. You don't have to manage it. In the same way that, you know, someone finds an index tracker helpful because there's no management involved, and you're likely to beat the real rate of inflation. You're like, okay, perfect. That's a better tool for saving than most of the other stuff out there. Bitcoin just does it even better.